government leadership, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But you agree with me that when Mr. President came to Lagos, the cars are up to 7 under this recent fuel saga that is expensive. Nigerians are crying. They are using the taxpayers' money, both at the state level. The state governor with pilot from governors from their state. They even came to Lagos to welcome
the president.
You don't literally need. Is that part of your job description? It's not done all over the world. For you to leave your state, abandon whatever you are doing.
I'm going to welcome a president.
Well, welcome a president to the house. I literally don't understand. I don't know when if Africa is going to mature more than all these high service. Out of our issue is high service. Let me add that to it. High service. I want to impress the person so that I can win contract to my state. So whichever is like I started, freedom is not given voluntarily. You must go out, you must ask for it, you must demand for it, and you have to fight for it in a civil manner. That's it.
Interesting, way to open the show today, because, like I said at the start, I mean, you just like you also confirmed, all of these things will not be served to you on a platter of gold. You want something, you go for it, especially in a society where a lot of things don't come to you on credibility. A lot of things comes to you on, or probably one person that knows one person, and it's basically what it is. Maybe we're channeling this energy into the wrong space, especially when it comes to violence during the election, young people action. I think as time goes on, some of the things that we need to sit back and talk to ourselves about, are these issues, especially how we respond to government policies that we think are not people friendly. Before we leave this conversation and really focus on what we're discussing on the show today, the movement in Kenya is a youth-based movement. They call it the Gen Z movement, and Gen Z in this part of the world means people born within a certain period, young people under 25 and all of that. And if you look at the population, if you look at the demographics of this country, and we've got young people with over 60% of the population. I mean, look at the explosion on social media. You drop one conversation today, and then it goes viral, it goes wide, and then everybody keeps talking about it, and people start bringing a lot of coloration to it. What do you think the Nigerian youth needs to do to have a united voice like those in Kenya are having at the moment? These people literally, held the hand of President William Ruto into changing his mind. Even though we don't support the violence and the destruction of lives and properties and the lootings that had followed, the protests in Kenya, but the government is speaking. We're seeing parliamentarians going back to their constituents to apologize for being part of the tax law. We're seeing that politicians are not even moving around with sirens anymore. Everybody is calm. Everybody seems to know that, hey, the citizens first. And that's what democracy is about. That's why they said it's a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Barrister Adams, what do you think the Nigerian youths are not doing right for us not to have a united voice to ask fundamental questions from the people we voted into power, despite the number advantage that we have?
One is that the youth are distracted. Instead of them to use the social media crusade for the growth of our nation, they are distracted. They are busy competing with the fashion, celebrities up and down and all those things. They are distracted. So the purpose of the social media crusade is being abused because the youth are distracted, and the best way for the youth to fight. And that is why you agree with me that one of the apps, the social media app, during that EndSARS era, government blocked the face of that particular app. So in other words, most of the posts on the social media for the international community consumption, the international community will not see them because the government is busy frustrating the efforts of the youth. The youth are trying, they are using the social media to find the government to get results. You agree with me that a lot of things, even police abuse, incidents, and all constitutional abuse of fundamental rights that the youth will see on the road, and then they will video it and put it on social media. You see that the rate of corruption in the police era is reducing, and with other forms. So it shows that the government is busy frustrating the youth. the youth are trying. And number two is that we need a common cause, a common purpose. We need a defined purpose. The youth needs a defined purpose and stay focused, not to be distracted, because a lot of youth are being used as talk. They engage in thuggery, criminality, and some other things that offend the provisions of the law. So by all standards, I think that we need a focus and resolute, determined youth that we build this country. Then when you brand them, so we have seen it happen in this country. So what we need to do is to be positive and do it in such a way that we don't defame our leaders. We must have our figures, we must have our reports, we must have facts as to whatever we want to post on social media. So that you be careful and wary of the fact that in as much as you have the right, you should also recall that your right and the end of your right is within the...
That the Kenyans are asking, because when people have their voices out, and then however
it's very easy. Permit me to say this.
Please go on.
It's not resolution and a lot of market high. They are getting people do that and say this show is coming to you.
Also come up and
yeah, whereas the authority which is international is taking away a body that we crown a kind of resource, and then they want to separate how them. None of them, they will win for them, but they are very optimistic that freedom will come to Africa very soon.
Thank you. We hope that freedom would come to Africa very soon. But if it does, or when it's about this democracy that we're enjoying today, is a social commentator, is a human resource manager, a lawyer, of course, like you heard, and more importantly, is a fun lover. I want just to add to the conversation. The strategic matter bomber, the first one, and there was another one at the funeral of the first explosion, were also being taken to be treated. These things are done simultaneously. This is where they're being taken to. How much of a setback, Barrister Adams, a win for security?
And these things are property. Government will always come out and cry, whereas nothing is done, because most of our consumption is from the north. Most of the food we consume today is from the north. And if people cannot go to farm, you are going to see that the cost of food item is going to skyrocket. And then it will bounce back on you, myself,